What's up, everybody? I'm DJ Sixsmith. You're watching The Sit Down. Nate Bargatze's here with us. Nate, welcome back to the program, man. How are you?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me back. Appreciate it.
So
Different times now.
Yeah, I know, right? Weird times.
Yeah.
How are you surviving with everything?
I'm doing good. I don't know. I've started these Zoom stuff. I don't hate this as much as
No, it's not
good.
bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. You can do a bunch of them. Like you're at home. I feel like I've done more stuff like this than I've ever done. And I was even talking to some of my friends. I'm like, we should all call each other on this. Like, it's a good, it's a good thing. So besides that, I've been doing good. We're staying in, just bunkered down.
So when was your last show before everything shut down?
Red Bank, New Jersey. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania was my last show, and then we drove to Red Bank, New Jersey. It was March 12th. And on the way there, we were kind of like, we have a tour bus, so we just drove. It wasn't a far drive, and we were driving to it. And we were kind of wondering if it was going to get canceled, kind of waiting to see, because like the NBA was like done, or and then all this college basketball was done. Like all this stuff was getting canceled, and so Red Bank, we made it. I mean, it was up to like 4 or 5 p.m. maybe, and the show was at 7, and we just decided to cancel. It was too close. It was too many people who didn't want to come, and I didn't want people to not come, and then we still do the show, and then they don't get a refund back for whatever reason. I don't, it's not like I'm in charge of that. It's like Ticketmaster, but I just didn't want something to happen. The best, safest thing to do was just to decide to cancel it. So we were outside the venue, and then at like 2 hours before, just like, all right, yeah, it's not happening.
That's really wild. What do you miss the most about performing right now?
Just being, getting to be on stage, being funny, and I was in the middle of we were in the thick of this tour, so it was March, and we were going to be going till June. Just a solid long time, and I was going to be taping a special, hopefully in the fall, which I think we're still hoping to do. And so it's just getting it all ready. And you really had some good momentum going. And, when you're starting to figure out your new act, you add some stuff, and it was like really hitting all the cylinders, and then just all put to a halt. And then so, and it's now it's all forgotten. That's your biggest fear, is you forget all of it.
Yeah. And then you had to reschedule the whole tour. Like I saw you tweeted out all the new dates. Like that must've been pretty wild to try and grab new dates, new venues, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. It's more than I know, but you're with our agents and stuff, what they decide to do. Because everybody's rescheduling. So that's what's the craziest thing about this. It's the world.
Yeah,
it's like if you go, everyone, except they said like Iceland, right? Not Iceland, Antarctica. Antarctica, they're up there, and they're
just kicking it like normal, right?
Yeah, they're just doing their regular day stuff. They're like, what's happening? What's going on? But everywhere you would go in the world is doing this. You can't go to a place on the planet and, and not someone be like, whoa, get back. So, when we had to reschedule, you're then they're rescheduling Seinfeld to Disney on Ice to, whatever basketball games. So we had to do all that. So that was tough to do. And so then stuff really gets moved around because you're not going to – it's not like you just automatically get to push to the later ones. So a lot of stuff got moved around, and, it is what everybody's been – everybody's obviously been cool about it. I don't know what they would do. They just start screaming at me because I brought I brought the coronavirus in. I'm not here.
Yeah,
but
that wouldn't be so good.
That wouldn't be good. So it was everybody's been cool about it. Everybody's been nice about it, and, and then, hopefully we'll get rolling again. It'll be interesting to see if it's weird. That's what I want to see. Is it going to be weird when we all go back?
Yeah, because I think the big thing is do people want to be in crowds? And, for some of your comedy shows, it's big crowds. So I think it's going to be interesting to see when people will come back, how people react. Because obviously people will have a ton of home quarantine jokes and stuff like that. But it's how do we shift from this stuff to going back to the stuff you're already doing before?
Yeah, that's what, with stand-up, because we look at it as sports, you need sports to go back. That's what we need for as a a comedian is like once sports goes back and people are going to those shows or going to games, then we'll be able to come back. Which I think I'm not coming back till like the end of August, which don't know if it's going to happen, but it was at least like a far enough date to like go maybe. But yeah, I mean, people are going to go out, but yeah, it will be weird to see, are they going to be around? You're hoping that like people are going to want to be out. Like, they've done, they've been locked up in their homes for so long that they're ready to hopefully do some stuff. So we'll see. I don't know,
Yeah, I think people are going to be dying to get out, whether it's going on trips, going to comedy shows. As soon as it's safe, like I feel like it's just going to be gangbusters, people getting into stuff, right?
Yeah.
So when I think about your career, I think it's been a pretty awesome ride for you. In terms of like the way that things have been built out the last couple of years, what do you think are some of the key moments that kind of helping you take that next step with everything?
I would, the big moments, I met Fallon in like Jimmy Fallon in like 2012, and then that was the big moment just career wise. Like we try to sell a TV show with them. It just it didn't work out because no TV shows ever work out. But they like doing that like kind of entered me into the world of trying to make a sitcom or make TV or I'm almost more aware of like the LA side of things because I was in New York for so long. And so that was a big part of it, just kind of, career-wise. But, like, as far as stand-up, like, it was the Netflix. I mean, the stand-ups, the half hour that I did, because I did an hour on Comedy Central. Right. And then the stand, they asked me to do a half hour on the stand-ups. And at first I didn't want to do it because I thought, hey, I've already done an hour. I don't want to go backwards. But that was the biggest thing I've ever did. I mean, and that really started it all from that. And then the Tennessee Kid, once we put that out. And so, I mean, Netflix has changed my life. I mean, it's another world now. And, and I mean, quarantine's been great for me for Netflix, to be honest.
Yeah, because people are checking out your stuff if they've never seen it before, if they want to watch it for the 10th time.
Yeah. They, you realize that people, they say that. Like, they'll be like, oh, we didn't see, I'm sorry, I moved my camera. And, I can show everybody. You try to, with these new Skype things, you don't want to be like half a door the whole time you're talking. Like, you gotta.
You got a good backdrop there. I like it.
I know this is wood. I feel like this is the whole new world with all people's Zoom meetings and like if you're a business, just a regular business. I mean, you have a meeting. You got to look like not a crazy person. Like you could easily. What if people think you're normal and then when you sit down and do a Zoom, you got a chainsaw hanging up on the back and then you're just at some company and you're like, oh, God.
There are going to be some questions, right?
There has to be someone fired from their job just because of the background. Like that they just happen to do the video. Like they just have to go, we don't need that guy in our job.
Yeah, you really get a more intimate look into a person's life. Like I've had guys that have kids, like their kids are rolling in the middle of these interviews and in the middle of these meetings. Like you really get a nice look at what's going on at home.
I made my kid go walk the streets while I did this interview. She's 7. And I go, you're old enough now. Get out there.
You're good to go mix it up with the people out there. Social distance, of course.
Yeah, social distancing. At least walk in the middle of the road, social distancing. Make sure you get out there. Yeah, all the wrong things. But, so I don't know what we were talking about, but
jumping back into your career, I feel like you were probably at like the tail end of like, let's build a sitcom around a comedian. And like, that was something that was really big at the time, like mid 2000s, late 2000s. So how did you kind of branch out of that and be like, you know what, the specials are where things are happening for comedians?
Well, the specials were where you were going to head to. Being a stand-up comic, that was the ultimate goal, and that was like the rise of that. You want to do that sitcom route, and like that's like harder now. I mean, I shot one for ABC. We shot a pilot for ABC, and it was great. I thought we did everything we were supposed to do, and it just didn't work out. And so that kind of world. I mean, I still want to do that. I still want to do a show like that. But it's interesting. Stand-up is. You can kind of do it now on your own. Like you don't have to have a sitcom like Ray Romano or Seinfeld. All these comics had these big shows, and these shows are huge and they're enormous and they help. But now with like specials, I mean, I think back then they couldn't get specials out like they do now. Like you have an HBO special, and then you'd have to watch it when it was on. And I mean, those would change people's lives. Those were huge back then. But now with Netflix, I mean, look at like Sebastian Maniscalco and like Jim Gaffigan. I mean, Gaffigan's done much stuff. Sebastian's in movies and stuff now. But I mean, Sebastian had his following before that with, with stand-up special. Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, who both have a special out right now. Like, they had theirs come out during this quarantine, which is and Chris D'Elia is going to have one. That's unbelievable timing.